Hello and welcome to Global News Factory. Tiny, small, insignificant NATO countries are acting like chihuahuas barking at a bear, loud, overconfident, and hilariously unaware of the incoming swipe. Estonia tried to play oil cop, Russia sent a fighter jet. Finland is funding Ukraine with frozen Russian cash because nothing says peace like more ammo. Latvia? Paranoid that Moscow's military upgrades are all about them. And Sweden is warning of war like it is prepping for a Netflix drama. And Romania, the anti-EU, anti-NATO Simion, is using EU's own playbook to give them sleepless nights. The West's many allies are poking the bear, then running to NATO for hugs. But here is the truth. Russia is done playing nice. And this time the bear bites back. Let's start. What's up with these tiny NATO nations? One after another, they are lining up like backup dancers, all trying to provoke Russia. It is almost as if someone flipped a switch and activated the annoy Moscow squad, just as Ukraine peace talks are starting to gather pace. Let me give you three fresh examples of NATO's sidekicks poking the bear. And then I'll show you how Putin responded with a good old-fashioned slap of reality. Let's start with Estonia, that Baltic cousin with more attitude than ammunition. Last week, Estonia tried to seize a Russia-bound oil tanker in the Baltic Sea. The ship, Jaguar, was sanctioned by the UK, the great superpower UK, and Estonia thought it would play sheriff. Oh, but Russia was not having it. They sent a Sukhoi 35 fighter jet to escort the ship. Boom! This was an out-of-syllabus question. Now suddenly, Estonia looked less like law enforcement and more like a guy who picked a fight in a bar and got decked by the bouncer. Finland piped up, calling Russia's move reckless. Lithuania entered the chat too. It expressed shock at Russia's aggression. You see, when Russia defends its oil route, these folks deem it a crime. Standing up for your own interest? That still shocks westernized bureaucrats and politicians. Now Finland is back in the game. They will now supply $100 million worth of heavy ammunition to Ukraine, funded by frozen Russian money. Now Finland says this helps Ukraine and boosts its defense industry. Oh yes, war is good business now, and just like that, they have joined the Let's Trigger Russia marathon. And now let's move on to Latvia, a country so small your GPS might miss it. Yet somehow, it thinks it can play tough with Russia. Their intel agency recently claimed that Russia is increasing its military from 1 million to 1.5 million to threaten Latvia. I mean, calm down. You really think Russia is pouring resources into a build-up just for you? Let me break it down. Yes, Russia is reorganizing its military, but it's not for show. It's a response to NATO creeping east and Finland and Sweden joining the bloc. It is called self-preservation. Talking of Sweden, in March they said Russia is now their biggest threat. And back in January, their civil defense minister actually warned there could be war in Sweden soon. Alright, let's stop this movie script. Dear NATO juniors, you are not that important. The world does not revolve around you. Anyway, all this chirping was getting noisy, so earlier this week, Putin decided it was time to teach these pocket-sized provocateurs a little lesson. On Sunday, Russia gave Estonia a dose of its own medicine, detaining a Greek oil tanker that had just left an Estonian port. Translation: you grab ours, we grab yours. Estonia's media freaked out, calling it unprecedented. Well, yeah, because you have never been this foolish before. And guess what did Estonia do next? It ran straight to NATO, sobbing like a school kid who picked a fight and got thrashed. Their foreign minister said, "We have informed our allies." Good luck with that. NATO will send you a long letter of condemnation and a fruit basket. Now, Russia released the tanker on Tuesday, but Estonia shook. Now they have told their ships to stay in only Estonian waters. No more hero moves, please. Now let's take a detour to Romania. Right-wing EU critic George Simion just flipped the script using the EU's own playbook. In Sunday elections, pro-EU mayor Nicusor Dan beat him with 54% of the vote. But Simion smelled something fishy. You see, a December election was scrapped when another anti-EU, anti-NATO contestant, Kalin Georgescu, won. Authorities cried irregularities and blamed, you guessed it right, Russian interference. Now, Simion is saying two can play that game. He is asking Romania's courts to annul Sunday's results, citing foreign interference from France and Moldova. And he says he has got evidence. His team claims voter lists had 1.7 million fake names and that Moldovan voters were bussed in to back the pro-EU guy. Even Telegram founder Pavel Durov jumped in, saying French intel tried to strong-arm him into censoring conservative Romanian channels. Durov said he was willing to testify if it helps Romanian democracy. Imagine that. So yeah, Simion's case is not weak. But here is the thing, he does not have the media, Brussels or the EU elite backing him. So, will the courts take him seriously? Or will they just slam the door and move on? Before I wrap up, here is a quick note. If you are enjoying this show and want to support what we do, you can now become a member of this channel for just $1 a month because unlike NATO, we are actually worth it. Thanks for staying with me. You're watching Global News Factory.